Welcome to video number 2 of our series of tutorials, and today we will be discussing software. If you're just starting out, it might be a bit overwhelming for you deciding which software you want to choose to start streaming with, and if you already are using a software to stream with, maybe there is a better choice for you. Let's begin by mentioning the contenders in this segment, which are OBS Studio, Streamlabs OBS, OBS.live, XSplit, Wirecast, vMix, and there is of course the Twitch beta stream software, which we will just be mentioning slightly. The more popular options these days are a flavor of OBS Studio. Now, OBS Studio has been around for a while. It's been around for years, actually. I remember using it back in 2012, and it's been there before. I think that was about version 9 possibly already. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but it's we're at version 24 now, so it could be. And Streamlabs OBS and OBS.live are versions of OBS Studio. Now, OBS.live is closer to OBS Studio. Streamlabs OBS has its own UI. It's very different from OBS Studio itself, but at the core they do the same things. In my opinion, the only benefit in choosing Streamlabs OBS or OBS.live over OBS.studio is the simplicity of using their widgets and their tools. So if you have a Streamlabs account, then you can integrate everything straight from the UI. If you have a Stream Elements account in OBS.live, you can do that as well, but it doesn't change the functionality across all three flavors of OBS, because in effect they are all browser sources, and all three, actually all software support browser sources nowadays, so you can use any software with both the services of Stream Elements and Streamlabs, so it won't make a difference. It just makes it a bit simpler. There are some fundamentally different things the way Streamlabs OBS is being coded and developed. Streamlabs OBS in its current version allows selective recording, and that's very interesting to me, but there is word that OBS with OBS Studio are releasing selective recording as well. This should be done since the other version is doing it. The coding will be different as far as the UI goes, but the underlying code should be the same. So in effect, if one did it, the other one should do it. The only difference is the core difference between both Streamlabs OBS and OBS Studio are the UI elements. So in effect, if you're using any flavor of these OBS software, you could move stuff from one to the other and you shouldn't have much problem doing so. Moving on, we have the Twitch beta streaming software. It was announced recently and I've not used it yet. It seems very simple, so it makes it easy for you to start streaming, but that will allow you to stream on Twitch. The other software will allow you to stream on YouTube, Mixer, Facebook, anything you want. Moving on to more premium solutions, we have XSplit, which costs money, so I wouldn't recommend it to anyone right now. A lot of keys or licenses for XSplit come with capture cards, so if you have a license and you want to try it, feel free to do so. If there's enough demand, we'll cover XSplit as well, but I don't think a lot of people are using XSplit. I've heard more stories of people moving from XSplit to OBS than OBS to XSplit. There is a core functionality which is different, which can help certain setups in a way, but that's for an advanced tutorial and we won't be touching upon that right now. Since we mentioned licensing, we could go further up. There is vMix and Wirecast, which are premium solutions for broadcasting. I wouldn't recommend people use these for home use, although if you have a license or if you have access to it, by all means feel free to use it. They are both powerful applications, but the licensing is very expensive. They exist. I felt they should be mentioned anyway, but we will not be visiting them anytime soon. Finally, your question may be, what are we going to cover in these tutorials? We will be taking on OBS Studio. OBS Studio to me is the daddy right now of all streaming software. The flexibility it gives you is quite immense. If you've not delved into it, you will understand after these sessions how big and vast the spectrum of options you have with OBS. The same will apply to Streamlabs OBS and OBS.live, since they are forks essentially of OBS.studio. So if you're using either of those, this will apply to you. If there is anything specific on either of OBS.live or Streamlabs OBS. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you'd like me to cover, and I'll gladly just look into it and let you know what I think or what I found or how to use it more efficiently. If you've liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. In the next video, we will be discussing requirements and hardware for recording and streaming. See you in the next one.